Stranded Filipinos in Macau were repatriated to the Philippines. We have an update from Kit Wong. Hello, Kit.
120 Filipinos are being repatriated today by a charter flight here in Macau International Airport. According to Ms. Lilibeth Diabara, Philippine Consul General, from the first week of May, the Macau Group of Companies, which is one of the biggest companies in Macau, owning famous hotels, resorts, and casinos, have arranged a charter flight to repatriate more than 100 of their employees that they laid off.
2 years na po ako dito sa Macau. Sa katunayan, nag-aantay lang po ako ng flight para sa special kasi nga gawa nga ng COVID na stuck kami dito, hindi kami nakaalis. Ngayon, nagpapasalamat kami sa consulate para nasama kami sa special flight na binigay ng government.
Makakabalik po kami sa Pilipinas. We can go back to Philippines properly because our company do their best to give our special flight, and then hope to see again in Macau, Altira, and the COD. I don't know what would be the exact number of us Filipino who will be going back to the Philippines, but as far as I know, we are almost 300 plus. If I'm not 300 plus or 200 plus, if I'm not mistaken. Fortunately, madam, for me, just for my own opinion, I accepted already the offer of the company because the company for me is very thankful on my part because they are the one will shoulder all the expenses going back to the Philippines and as well as the financial support for our own expenses going back to the Philippines.
When we heard in the first week of May that Melco is arranging a flight, we were I approached them and I spoke with one of the executives, and he told me that they will have a 120-seater charter plane, and they will repatriate 100 of their employees.
Ms. Diabara also stated that many hotels and casinos, even establishments, were forced to lay off their employees due to the domino effect of this COVID-19 pandemic. There are still around 500 individuals on the list for repatriation by the Philippine Consulate here in Macau.
Had workers also who have been terminated before, and they applied that we repatriate them. Unfortunately, at this time, we are still arranging a flight to bring home some 500 individuals, tourists and workers alike.
She reiterated that the Philippine government are still arranging flights for repatriation for both OFWs and tourists who were stuck in Macau since the government lockdown. OFWs who will arrive in Manila will be free of charge for quarantine and will be taken swab testing and sent to their respective hometown.
We were so happy that they granted us the seats. It's not, the seats are free, but we have to pay for the tax. So we will be covering, the consulate will be covering for the tax. And once they reach Manila, they will have to have the swab tests. They will stay in a quarantine 3 to 5 days while waiting for the results of the quarantine. And for the workers, this is free of charge to be covered by the OWA office. After 3 to 5 days, hopefully the results are already available. Those whose results are negative will be sent to their provinces, to their residences by the government. The Department of Transportation is handling that aspect. And then, if they're positive, they will be sent to hospitals where they will be treated. That's the reason why also we had to get the names of their next of kin We have to get their exact residences or addresses in the Philippines so that it is easier to manage.
She also mentioned that many of the OFWs, particularly those working in hotels and casinos, are still on leave without pay.
For example, if some foreigner, Filipino, if they are short of their visa or they have no more visa to staying in Macau, how can consulate to help them to extend their visa to stay?
Um, the Philippine Consulate General is in touch with the immigration people, and the immigration people are very much aware that at present there are no flights available going back to the Philippines. There are no flights available anywhere, and even if they go to Hong Kong, they might not be. Well, at the moment, there are buses, but if they go to Macau, if they go to Hong Kong, they will not be allowed entry. Or if they are allowed entry, then they will have to go quarantine. So, immigration knows that there are no flights available, and they have put in place a system whereby they are, I think, shown leniency. They're not like incarcerated for overstaying because they have no visa.
From Macau, reporting for Eagle News. This is Kit Wong. We live in interesting times.